Good game. They beat themselves. That was lucky. I do not know how we made it out of that alive. Hello and good game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ghouls and goblins. Today, we'll continue on with our early season showcase of Tier 1 meta decks, sure to help you quickly climb rank within the start of the season so you hit Mythic and achieve your goals this month. It is the last season of Strixhaven before the upcoming release of Adventure into the Forgotten Realms. That's a long name. I think that's the name. I'm not entirely sure. But it's the Dungeons and Dragons D&D playset within Magic the Gathering Arena. I'm super excited about it. If you guys subscribe to the channel, jump in the Discord, put your name on my contest giveaway list, you'll actually be entered in to win a complete rare set within the new upcoming D&D pack that we're going to be seeing just around the corner, right? This is very soon. So very exciting stuff. Subscribe to the channel, like the video to help support. And with that all out of the way, get ready for a milky smooth deck. This is mono white aggro of the non-life gain variety because it's a little bit more aggressive. It does stifle against mono red if they're on the play, but I believe that it more than makes up for it against the rest of the matchups and your overall. So killing it today within Mythic, an 80+% win rate. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, show you the strategies and synergies involved within the deck, get into our gameplay footage, discuss the playlines and interactions that we can, find within the, I almost said Mythic meta, but it's the start of the season. We're in Platinum and we reach Platinum 3 with this deck really easily. And, showing you those playlines so you feel more confident about playing the deck within the specific rank. And then we're going to wrap up with my final thoughts and deck review. You guys already know all this. You know that you can support the channel by checking out the Linktree link, whether you're wanting to download the add-on that I use in my games or, the Patreon or all the affiliate links, they're all there. And of course, we even have cool things like the contest giveaways, my Spotify playlist, and so much more. So check out the Linktree link, description below, or you can give it a Google. Let's get into it. Milky smooth, best of one standard, 2.1 average mana value deck with 2 non-creatures and 34 creatures. We do have a 24 land deck here because we want to be consistently hitting, that 5 mana so we can play 2 cards. We also have the Faceless Haven incorporated within the deck, much like the mono red deck that we seen the other day. This is because even if they wipe the field, right? Even if there is a extinction event, a Shadow's Verdict, the Faceless Haven can remain in play as a threat for the following turn. The deck really revolves around stopping whatever your opponent wants to do while outvaluing them within that kind of grind format. Seasoned Hallowblade, a 3/1, discard a card, tap it, it gains indestructible. This is really nice because it's going to dodge a lot of the base removal that's non-exiled base, Heartless Act, Eliminate, stuff like this. We also can protect from removal on cards that aren't Seasoned Hallowblade. Obviously, it can protect itself. With something like the Selfless Savior, 4 copies of this in deck 1/1, sacrifice it, something else gains indestructible. We also have 4 copies of Alseid. You can pay 1 to sack it, giving something else protection, which is a little bit more powerful than indestructible because you can make something unblockable, and that can potentially give us lethal, which is nice. And if your opponent's using an adventure, you can give protection from that color and have that adventure just go straight to the grave, so you don't have to deal with the creature later on. We can remove our opponent's creatures with things like Chop Down from Giant Killer for 3 mana at instant speed as the adventure. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. The Giant Killer can also tap our opponent's blockers, allowing us to get in for lethal for 2 mana, plus tapping the killer itself to tap another target creature. Its power is 1 and its toughness is 2. We can stop our opponent from playing things in exile, right? The Foretell, the Adventure. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. This is amazing. We combo it with the Elite Spellbinder. 3 power, 1 toughness with flying for 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. As long as that card remains exiled, they may play it, but it does cost 2 more to cast. However, if the Drannith Magistrate is in play, they can't play it regardless of the mana tax because it's in exile, right? Moving forward, we can tax our opponent with Reidane, God of the Worthy, 2 power 3 toughness for 3 mana, flying vigilance, snow lands your opponent's control, enter the battlefield tapped. That's great. Non-creature spells your opponent's cast with mana value 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. Also great. Extinction Event, Shadow's Verdict. Those are some of the, Draconic Intervention is more relevant now. These are some of the nasties that can come for us, right? And we can push that back another turn or two through the taxation of Reidane. You have Valkyria, Protector, Shield. I like this too in certain matchups for 4 mana. If a source an opponent control would deal damage to you, prevent one of that damage, which is really nice. And whenever you or another permanent you control becomes a target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, that spell gets countered unless our opponent pays 1, which is really cool. So you can tax them even harder on that back end. That's kind of all of the interaction that we really have in the deck. We can exile our opponent's permanents with Skyclave Apparition. This is more of a reactive than proactive, like the Elite Spellbinder, getting it out of their hand. More of a proactive state, whereas the Apparition is more reactive, right? You have to wait for them to play it, and then you can take it, which is still fine. 2 power, 2 toughness. When it enters play, exile target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with mana value 4 or less. When it leaves the battlefield, they get to create an XX blue illusion creature token where X is equal to the exiled card's mana value. That's great. It's fine. We also have on the attack side of things now, the Maul, the Skyclaves for 3 mana. When it enters, equip it. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. It has flying and first strike. We can re-equip it for 4. I absolutely love putting this on something like the Seasoned Hallowblade to increase its damage output, giving it evasion as well. And it has that organic indestructible attached to it, which is really nice. Or even putting it on something with vigilance, because you're getting to attack with first strike and you're getting to defend with it as well, which is really nice. And then we've got a single copy of Legion Angel, 4/3 flying. When it enters play, grab another copy of a card named Legion Angel from your sideboard. And of course, we've got 3 copies of them there as well. So that's the entire deck. We've broken down every individual card, talked about what it's used for within the deck. If you have any questions, just jump in the comments and myself and the community will help you. We'll break down the gameplay footage for you guys now today. I hope you enjoy. Make sure to check out the Linktree link like I mentioned earlier to help support the channel, and definitely be liking the video if you haven't done yet. I cannot express how much that helps. You can literally double my income almost by liking the video. So please like the video. Let's break down the gameplay footage and then wrap up with my final thoughts when we're done. All right. I mean, this is a lot of 3-drops. So that's a little awkward. Let's mulligan. At least we get a 2-drop. Keep 6. Throwing away 1 Spellbinder. Or the land. Let's toss a land, and we're going to pull our 3rd land, right? I know that's super risky, but I have faith. We can do this, right? Ain't nothing but a thing. Lurrus cycling. Lurrus rogues. Lurrus mono black enchantments. There are a few options here. And, just hopefully they're not here and it's a free match. Mono black or rogues. If it is mono black, this Seasoned Hallowblade is worthless. It is rogues, okay. Better news, not great news. We mill Alseid and a land. Mattress Gargoyle. It can't attack, and it can block because they have more than 4 in hand. Okay. They're always going to be having a ton of cards in their hand because they're a stupid rogue deck that plays into the story. Getting the trade. I really like that. Throwing the land away is harmless for us. It is good for them, getting things in our graveyard. Obviously, once we get to 8 or more, their deck becomes more effective. But we shall pray. They're in tapped here. So that seems good. We're going to look at their hand so we know we're not attacking into a blocker with the Skyclave. Take a little peeksies here. They can counter it, but then they're tapped, and we can hit for 5. So they play it now, so we can't take it. We can still attack. I saw those coming. Certainly now I do. Let's get in there. We know that Giant Killer is not as useful as a flyer, as they won't have any creatures with power 4 or greater unless they're stacking these Thought Thieves, which they're not if we're killing them. This keeps our cards in play, so these counters are irrelevant. They toss one over. That's their hand. So they have another slot coming in hand, and then an actual hidden card. Let's just take a little sneaksy peeksies here. They can counter it, sure. Tapped out, right? Totally tapped out. We hit for 8 damage down to 10. Okay. Not all bad news, but they do have 2 cards in hand that we don't know of. 1 card in hand that we don't know of. This is a slot coming. That is, you know, super duper ideal. We put it on the Skyclave because the Hallowblade threatens the crab, and I just like to do that. It can't kill us. So they're blocking the Hallowblade, or it's lethal. So it's just like, you know, easy kill on the crab. I think this is match. Because the Maul... So we're going to have to try to draw another land, is the thing. Or just kill them with the Spellbinder, as it has flying, and we can get above them. That seems to be the situation, and I like it. Let's like get back into it. Try to get into Platinum 3 today. 2 land, 1 drops, 2 drops, 3 drops. Just looking for our 3rd land. Our opponent mulligans. No sleeves, no respect. Shout out to Christmas 666. That's their motto. I like it. It's a good motto. No sleeves, no respect. It's catchy. Kind of like Hello, Good Game. More rogues. Big boy rogues this time, right? Let's grab some life. I ain't scared. It's probably just Shadow's Verdict right away anyways. We do want to cast Reidane right away to push Extinction Event up, to push Shadow's Verdict up, right? Force them into single target removal first. Big boy rogues. Interesting. They're tapped. Hit for 4. I like the Magistrate. I mean, we should maybe just play Alseid and hold up the protection. And then hold advantage through the Luminarch. But if we can survive this turn... Big mill. I need those lands, please. Oh, they did get it. Our bad. Shoot! Big time our bad. Still no land. We do get to hit for 3. That hurt. Oh man, we should have held up the protection. It's okay. So that's fine, unless they play a land and immediately play it. Or they have a counter for it. That counter would put it to 8. It lands. Let's just hit for 2 in case they have a mill. I think they do, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they do because they just said nice, right? So they can't cast the Borrower, which is good, right? Because the Magistrate's in play. They have 2 cards in hand. We need that third freaking land, please. Gotta get the third land, brah! They've milled 1, 2, 3 of our lands. They're thinking about it, right? So they've got a couple options here. I'm positive that they can do something, push these thieves up, because then we'll have 8 in grave. They're not attacking, good news. Land? Yes! Let's pull a counter here. This is definitely something you counter. Let's hit for 4 here. We have the Selfless Savior for our first line of protection. There it is, yeah. So these are up to 3/2s now. 4/2s, sorry. The life gain really helps us. I'm worried about getting milled. We're still at 38, which is good. We just can't lose this Magistrate. So now we have 2 Borrowers locked out. Well, this one goes straight to the grave, but... And then they get the kill on this. It really does suck. But, you know, we still have protection on the Magistrate. We have a Luminarch. They just go straight for it. That's a really good draw for them. That's their 3rd Borrower. We're down to 34. Losing our Luminarch. But we have to get rid of these rogues. They probably have 4 or greater because they're not playing Luris, so maybe Reidane's the right answer. But I think Giant Killer works best. Are you freaking kidding me? Woof. The first strike can take care of the death touch for us. Big hit for 6. 2 more lands gone, of course. Down to 29. Basically forces them to have removal, and I think they do, but it's just such a grind. Let's just try to take advantage. If we get it, we get it. If not, we concede. Because we're open here, but we've not been able to get a land because they just mill them all. It's my least favorite thing. I love rogues. Thankfully, we don't play against them a ton anymore. They're around, but people have moved on for the most part. A lantern. 3 life every turn. That's pretty cool. 3 land up. Takes 4 to untap the lantern. Let's lose life. We get hit for another 6 here, potentially. Again. Not into it. It's already been 10 minutes of just, like, pain. Our opponent goes first. Reflecting on the last match, I think it was over the moment we didn't protect from that Blood Chief's Thirst, right? We need this dog to survive here. Leave us alone! No blocks. Fissure Wizard. Discard and draw. They toss a land. Luminarch is out. Hallelujah. No attacks. End our turn. Let's get Reidane out. They're playing with Snowlands. Reidane will win us the match here. We can get the Maul on Reidane, even though she already has flying, but the Vigilance for strike is, like, deadly. That could be troublesome. Let's take out the wizard. They get a satyr. Reidane's out. We push her up to a 3/4. No attacks. Lands and taps. They still have cleave. No, they do not have cleave because it costs 2 or more. Cleave costs 8 now. Shadow Spear works though. Works really well. We take 5. We don't block the satyr, so they can't kill the aspirant. Down to 13. I mean, it's uncomfortable, but I think we'll be okay. Seeing their hand would be really nice, but I still think that this is our most worthwhile move, is just to put all of our eggs in the one basket. Again, their cleave is increased to 8, so there's no cleave here. You know, reducing it down to 5, but because the lands are in tap too, we really are saving ourselves from that potential reality. Okay, okay. That's nice. Let's see what they discard. It was another Goblin Arsonist. They get a fresh card. No attacks.
Even at 3 damage for 2 mana, there's still no attacks coming our way. Good game, right? They just can't do anything about it. Much better. Our opponent plays first. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. I like it. Hello, good game. Alright, so the Giant Killer kills Yorion. Let's get Reidane out right away. Before the Spellbinder. Because they have Snowlands. For 1. End our turn. Omen, okay. Hopefully there's not a 3rd land here. That is a main phase Omen, so they're definitely looking for a land. 2 to the bottom. Come on. 2 to the top. Uh-oh. Hit for 4. Down to 15. Their Snowlands are in tapped. 4 or greater mana value spells cost 2 more. Passage is probably not a Snowland. It might actually be, though, right? It's up to them and their deck building. It is a basic swamp. Non-snow. Okay, we get a free turn here. Let's snipe that hand, take out any pesky removal cards. Next turn they played a 5. But we can immediately kill it. Let's take out Extinction Event first off. Alseid in play. Big hit, right? Push up Reidane. Game. And then we could kill their Yorion if they drop that next turn and just have lethal. 1 more win. We can do it. Let's go! Our opponent plays first. More Lurrus decks. If this is a rogue deck, again. Yeah. Always is, man. Frickin' always is, man. Skyclave Apparition needs to get a Soaring Thought Thief. Double crabs into a passage. Nice. Freaking hate rogues. Let's grab 1 life for fun, I guess. Please, sir, may I have a life? We can maul on Alseid and just like start chopping down, I guess. Both Luminarch Aspirants are gone. Like the mills they get are so powerful. Was that a second Fable Passage in a row on top of 2 crabs? Well, we're already down to 27 cards. It's crazy. And this just gets countered. Guaranteed it just gets countered. Interesting. Well, we have 1 layer of protection. They have 4 cards in hand. I have very little faith in the rest of this matchup. Like, you don't just get a little bit of gas, right? You get gas all match if the gods line up. What else is in there? Wow. That hurts my feelings. So this is the last safe attack we get with Alseid. Hopefully they don't play a 4th land. Rogue mill now. Yeah, we're just gonna get milled out. They play their flash at sorcery speed. And this is what sucks about the rogue deck, is they can play like dog shit and still beat you. It's super duper frustrating. Hitting for 6. Down to 8. Only 20 cards left. Casual mill for 6. And then they've got another mill for 2. It's too powerful. Another main phase Soaring Thought Thief. You would have assumed they had learned their lesson the first time around. Down to 12 cards, though. And we don't have lethal. So close. So freaking close. And they probably just mill us, right? So friggin' close, mate. And that's fine, right? Like, you know, even though they wild out on us, we got close. Like, I don't just doubt that we get milled out here. They have 2 cards in hand. 1 card in hand. Maybe we do win. It wasn't their beloved Fable Passage. We're down to 5 cards. We have lethal next turn. Lure's over. I think we just beat them. Good game. They beat themselves. That was lucky. I do not know how we made it out of that alive. Take that, rogues! Haha! Diamond 3. What's up? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ayo, Milky Smooth, doing the job just the way we knew it would, right? Mono white aggro is something that I consistently use within the last year to push into Mythic rank in the early days of the season, right? Mono red does it, mono white does it, and in the next few days, we're gonna focus on some other decks that can do it as well. You know, we've got Winota coming up, we've got Ultimatum coming up. Those are the first 2 that are in my mind, and probably mono black auras as well. I think is a very good deck in mono 1. In best of fun, right? So let me know what you guys thought of the deck, how you'd really improve it. I'm not sure you have a way to improve this deck, if I'm being honest, LOL. I love it. It's working very, very effectively. It doesn't have the Blade Historian, but I just don't think we need it. It's so top end, I'd rather just pull another creature, right? Because what good is the Blade Historian with no other creatures? But what good is a Legion Angel that draws another Legion Angel, right? So like those, they kind of outweigh each other a little bit, at least in this deck, because we're not hunting down the Devotion for Heliod. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Like the video if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel to get in on our rare set giveaways for the upcoming expansions, which is a ton of fun. And of course, have yourselves a magical day. We'll see you soon in the next video.